Hello, Marshall County, and welcome to July staffing. Let's kick it off with July birthdays. We only had a couple in July. That would be Amanda Himes, Wanda Burkhart, Lisa Height, and Amanda Satterfield. Happy birthday. We have some new hires. One already started, Maya Sarnecki. She started 2 weeks ago, and then we have Samantha Howard starting on Monday. Both are skills coaches. Leaves and returns. Stephanie Edmonds will be leaving us soon. She is moving. So I think moving to Michigan, if I'm, no, Indianapolis, wrong direction. Courtney's in here because she's gonna do a guest appearance. And then also Carrie Niles will be taking a position in August at Oaklawn as a therapist. So congratulations to her on obtaining her degree around that time, I believe, and then having a therapist job that she can jump right into. And then we have two level ups to celebrate. Brittany Horvath is moving up to a level 2, skills coach 2, and Jim McCallum also a skills coach 2. So awesome job, guys. And then we have some shout outs. First shout out is to Calvin, Jamie, and Pam for helping Sue learn BPHC. Many thanks. So BPHC with Jamie Davis was doing that, and she moved on to her position in business development, and so Sue is doing that, and we probably will bring somebody else on to do it because our BPHC population is growing and growing. Shout out to Stephanie Godsey for being a supportive leader and a strong leader. Cindy Sorrentino, Amanda Potter, and Joni for the support, open communication, and care they show for a mutual client they share with Brittany Root. Shout out for Stephanie again for being an amazing support through the times when this person has needed it. She's a great boss, and I appreciate what she does for me on a daily basis. To Scott and Dylan for promptly addressing an important client concern and bringing that to leadership for us to figure everything out. And then the last two are to our popular SCL, Stephanie Godsey. Another one, thank you for your continued support and praise. You're an amazing leader, and I'm proud to be a part of your team. And then Stephanie for always being signed on her phone and willing to help skills issues even if they are not part of her team. So thank you very much to everybody who got a shout out, and anyone else who didn't get a shout out, but I'm sure you all did something amazing this last month. So thank you all for what you do. I got a lot of fairly quick ones. Community Carnival is next week. That is from 3 to 6. Let clients know, skills coaches, make sure you've got a client you're going to take. It is an awesome event that we do every year. It's just grown and grown. This year is even bigger than, well, I think it's going to be bigger than last year. I think we have enough vendors or community partners that are participating this year that we haven't needed any volunteers from the office. So that definitely shows a lot of growth. Erica is still requesting any donations for the cakewalk or whatever, the confections walk, whatever you want to call it. So if anybody has something they want to buy or make, please get that to Erica probably like the day before or the morning of, so it's like fresh. LifePlex, we have a corporate discount. I don't know if everybody's aware of that with LifePlex. So if you're interested in joining a gym, LifePlex, first of all, they have your first month is free, so you can try it out for free if anybody's interested. I've got a form that I will give you that you'll fill out, and it's got your first month for free. If you choose then to get a membership, you'll get a 21% discount that is through Bowen Center, or that you only get because you're an employee of Bowen Center, but then you also get half off your whatever the enrollment fee is. So if you're interested, email me, I'll put it in your box, or come see me and I'll give you one. Note timeliness, again, it's at 80%. In September, it will move. I haven't set the exact pay period, but it'll move to 85%, which is where we are going to say it's going to stay. So continue to do your notes concurrently and at least in the 24 hours. Bowen Buck changes. Hopefully everybody's reading their emails. So starting Monday, the change is in effect. I did learn about it at leadership, and so now instead of like the bucks we had, it's actually like a gift card with $10. So it's a Team Bowen Award, and then on the back there's like I'm giving everybody a code to put in. There's a code back there, and you'll put your code in. Nobody do that. I'm gonna go enter this for myself right now, or I'll give it to Courtney. Everybody can take that. So you enter the code in, and then you can use your money. You can enter, if you have several of them, you can enter a bunch of them. And if you haven't been on the website, it's on the email that Claudia Johnson sent out. It does have a ton more options than the previous store had, but it does officially open on Monday. So I put the email out last Friday about how we do not take medications for our clients to give to them later. We don't ever administer medications, but Kathy Schwenk emailed me soon after and said, well, what about like, I don't remember if she said EpiPens or inhalers, but those are both ones that I then emailed Joanne Mickley, our director of nursing, and she said that's a great point. I mean, those are life-saving devices, an EpiPen and an inhaler. If you have a client where that's the situation where they need to have an EpiPen or an inhaler, she said that's an email to her then. So case-by-case basis, where she will provide some kind of education on what to do with based on their age, their developmental level. If it's an EpiPen for like a little 5-year-old, you're going to administer that differently than and carry it for the kid than compared to a 17-year-old with an EpiPen. So if you have anybody with a life-saving device that they would need to carry, so not their Adderall or any other medication that they need, throughout the day, a life-saving device, please email Joanne Mickley. Carrie Archambault put out a filing reminder, so I wanted to add that in there real quick, that if you need something filed, make sure you are writing the MR on every page at the bottom right-hand corner on every single page. Thank you. School is starting in 3 weeks. Summer is already almost over. Well, summer's not, but it is for the kids. It's very sad. So some reminders. One is the ROI. We're going to get an example to put in everybody's boxes. That is MRO. That we need to get the releases to all their schools if you're going to be doing any services in the schools, and then also that date, you can extend it for the entire school year, so it's good that whole time instead of just the 6-month period. Also, know when you walk in there, this is somebody's school. This is not just the place we're providing a service, so we have to make sure we understand their rules, that we have good communication with the school, whoever our point of contact is, that we're not just walking in there doing whatever we want to do, walk out. I mean, you're smiling, like just overall good communication and good interactions with the schools. So last year started off a little rough with just getting to know some of the schools again and the school year starting. So Zach's going to be coming to all the SCL meetings to go over those in more detail on just things to make sure you're aware of and ways to enter a school and exit a school. Next gen update, excuse me. So it has been postponed. Obviously it was supposed to start in 2 weeks. It's been postponed for 2 reasons. One, the Dharma code. So Dharma is what all of our MRO comes through. Any package we have, there has to be a Dharma connection. And the Dharma code has not been completed yet for next gen. So what that means is we would have to hand enter packages. Courtney, do you want to do that? No. Some of you remember back in the day when we did have to do that. It is not fun. So that code's not ready. So we don't want to start without that being ready. Also, they're building a new Citrix farm. So Citrix is, again, what runs Avatar. It has to run Avatar for safety reasons or privacy reasons. And Citrix is not running very well. We all know that. There's times like Avatar is just super slow. It doesn't load right, things freeze. So they are building a better Citrix farm. Right now they're doing like load testing on it, and it's performing 2 times faster as in loading Avatar up than the current Citrix farm is. So it's going well, but they wanted to have the Citrix farm working correctly so that way when we get into next gen, that's not an issue. So they're hoping it's only a month that it's going to be postponed, but we have to have those 2 things functioning before we can jump into next gen. So we're asking anybody who's office-based to try to work outside of Citrix besides Avatar. If you don't understand what that means, see me or Katie or Steve and we can help you. This is where you've got all your icons down at your taskbar on your computer, and all that stuff can function outside of Citrix except Avatar. That just is going to help everything move quicker for anybody who has to be in Citrix. And then I really want to promote the next gen videos. They're not super exciting, but they are giving you a glance at what it looks like. And they're really quick. They're like a minute, 2 minutes, really quick. So watch those videos. two more things before I get to Courtney. Overlap in billing. So we've actually done a really good job over the time of that change with, no skills during therapy sessions, only the 15 minutes of case management. We've gone down a lot in people who've had any overlaps and having to deal with that. But as it was announced June 1st, nobody's past ones are accounted for, but starting June 1st, if you have another overlap, whoever's considered to be the one at fault will get one more admin, and then if that happens again with the same person, it then moves into a disciplinary role. So we don't want to have to do that at all, because this is all a lot of human error. Nobody's purposely doing it. But what so a couple things that we're coming up with, or we are asking to start happening from this point on. The first is skills services need to stop once the client is checked in. If you're sitting with a client in the lobby, you shouldn't be doing any skills work except in a couple situations that I'll talk about because of privacy. You have all kinds of people in the lobby. So if you're working with teenagers, adults, it's not skills you're doing that you can just do through correcting their behaviors, which then leads to the exceptions where skills could go on in the lobby leading up to walking into session. And that would be with little kids, where we are doing prompting of, don't throw that book at somebody, or let's stay in our seat. That's kind of skill building is appropriate, and it's not a HIPAA violation. But if we're doing a lot of the other skill building with our teens and adults, that could definitely run into it. So skill building from this point on needs to stop once it's checked in, unless it's those few cases. And if you do have those cases, please let your STL know who that will be, and then they will get with me and we'll figure out how to disperse that to the therapist. We also are trying to come up with some kind of form that would document the MRN, the date of the appointment, start time, stop time, because we also know a lot of skills coaches are starting skills as soon as they're leaving, because they're getting in the car and doing skill building, getting them to the next place. So we don't want any minute or two overlap there. That's going to put somebody on a list. Once we have a good system down, we will reach out to Stark, St. Joe, and Russell House, because we do know some of these are occurring with them. Actually, a lot of them are occurring with them right now. So any questions, you can come see me or talk to your skills coaches or Zach. Upcoming events and reminders, health screenings will be August 22nd, 7:30 to 10:30. And once it's like in the internet for you to register there, then Rebecca Logan will let everybody know to get your time set. And then also the Blueberry Fest Parade, September 2nd. Sign up, walk, it's fun, and you get a good exercise. So now I will pass it off to my guest speaker.
Me.
Courtney.
You guys can't see me. Okay, now you guys can see me. So I'm talking about the Tin Caps game that's on August 4th. Basically, if you reserve tickets and you haven't already gotten them, please come see me. I'll give you a little envelope. It has the tickets and then also your $15 food voucher. The food vouchers can also be used in the gift shop. If you go to the game that day and you don't spend your whole $15, you can buy fun Tin Caps gear for it. Next Thursday, the 25th, I have another committee meeting at corporate, and I'm hoping the t-shirts and souvenir items from us will be done, and that I can bring them back and I can start passing them out to everybody. If they're not done yet, just watch your emails.
I have an update on that. The shirts won't be ready till the 29th.
Okay, the shirts won't be ready until the 29th, but I'll be taking care of that, and you guys will have to come visit me to get them. And then for the couple of staff that have said that they want to ride the charter bus, that is being finalized today. Ashley White is paying for that, so we will for sure have a charter bus. She told me that she's going to ask for the stops, I guess, because there's a few different stops that it's going to stop at. The Plymouth stop will be probably about 10:30 a.m. To get to Parkview Field by 12:15, which is about 45-50 minutes before the game actually starts. but I should know more about that next week after the committee meeting, and I can let the couple of you guys know. Also, a reminder that when we go to the game that we are repping Bowen Center and to make sure that we are on good behavior. And then also the last thing, when we were planning this, they decided that they wanted to still have something local for everybody. So they were like, oh, a brunch the morning of. Obviously, we have a lower attendance than, say, Fort Wayne office or one of the counties over that way because it's a little bit of a distance for us. So in lieu of doing a brunch the morning of, we are going to do a cookout the Friday before, which is August 2nd, and it'll be after work hours because I can't have it during work hours because it's not fair to people who are having a brunch to not get paid for the brunch and us get paid for a cookout. But be looking for an email about that. I'll know more details. Lindy and I need to talk about it some. But other than that, that's all that I have to talk about right now. So
Send it on.
that's all.